Arise South Africa from the national ballot. We're just 60 days away from South Africa's national and provincial elections. What happened is shocking. I am still in shock as I speak to you. Yesterday was a day where the IEC was supposed to release every single candidate that is represented in a political party for the national and provincial elections. We've done everything as Arise South Africa to qualify. We paid the 750,000. We collected over 60,000 signatures. Took us days and nights. Yesterday, when we woke up, we saw Arise South Africa's name on the provincial elections, all 9 provinces, and on the national elections. Our name was there. We celebrated. We were excited. We were hopeful. As you can see, this is proof from the IEC website. This is Arise South Africa. As you can see, my name here, Mpho Dagada, for the national 2024 elections. What happened today, less than 24 hours afterwards, is shocking. We woke up to news of Arise South Africa no longer being on that very same list. This is a list that is supposed to list all the political parties in the country that are going for national. We woke up yesterday, we were on the list. We've been fully compliant with every step that IEC has expected us to take. This morning when we woke up, we found our name not on the list. In mayhem, in panic, I myself went to the IEC head office first thing in the morning to find out why are we no longer on the new updated, we don't even know when it was updated, list that has come out. What I heard was very concerning. What I heard was deeply troubling. What I heard was something that we should all be concerned about. When I got there, and I asked the question to say yesterday, when the candidate list was released, all political parties were there, including Arise South Africa. It seems overnight, I don't know when they did it, it seems that Arise South Africa has been removed. What happened? Now, when I got there and I asked this question to say, what happened? Why is Arise South Africa no longer there overnight? I was told that it's an administration error. They made an admin mistake. Arise South Africa is not supposed to be on the national ballot. When I asked why, I was told that Arise South Africa got to fill in a box while doing the up line. We forgot to put in names under a regional list. Now, I need everybody to be clear. Arise South Africa has put in all the names needed to qualify for the national and the provincial elections. The names that we're being told about is what is being called a regional list, which basically means that if they are not going by your national list and there are additional names that they can take from the regions, from parties, they take those names to put people into those positions in parliament. Essentially, this is the list of the people that you would be sending to parliament if independent candidates don't actually win. We were told that because of that, we did not submit that list. We are not going to be on the national ballot. Now, this came as a shock to us because firstly, we find this very concerning. We find this to be very unfair. Let me give you the facts. Arise South Africa submitted the amount of signatures that we were supposed to submit to qualify for the 2024 national and provincial elections. We paid the money we were supposed to pay. You were there. We did this online. Every day we came and we showed you what we were doing in an open and transparent manner. And I thank God that we did that, because today, every single person watching can go back and look at ours and see everything that we did as we documented this process. We also submitted our national list. If you downloaded the list yesterday, you'll realize that Arise South Africa is there. Our national list is there. This morning when we woke up, it was removed. When we asked questions, we're told that it's an administrative error. When we ask what can we do, we're told that there's nothing. We can just send an email, and perhaps the email will be looked at. This is an election. We're 60 days away from election. One thing that we are not needed to do in terms of collecting signatures, in terms of making payments. Now, on our side as Arise South Africa, we did everything that we needed to do for these elections. Somebody said maybe it was a system error. Maybe the system didn't input those names that you wanted to put in or click on those buttons. When I got to the IEC this morning, what shocked me is that they had a team of people they called experts to prove to me why it stands that Arise South Africa should not be on the national ballot. They even went as far as saying to me, when you go out there, make sure you tell them this, that, and the other. I sat in front of senior officials at the IEC saying this to me this morning, and all this is available for anybody to check and to verify. Before we entered politics, we were told that politics in Africa is a very dangerous game. In fact, people said that it's difficult for the voice of the people to speak in South Africa. We decided not to listen and to go against all those naysayers and ensure that we cause change. And we did it. We registered, we paid, and we made it. Up until a couple of hours ago when our name was removed. Now, we've heard this all before. Where certain things happen in the last hours and certain political parties, this is a critical election in our country. We can't have things happening last minute. We are 60 days away from the election. When were we disqualified? When were we sent letters to know that we were disqualified? We were never informed of anything. Even now, I had to drive there after noticing that our name has been removed overnight, only to be told that a system error, or the system didn't capture, or Arise South Africa didn't capture something. I'm very concerned. I'm very troubled, because the efforts that we went through to ensure that we qualify and we do everything by the book, you know them. South Africans know them. Leaders of Arise South Africa, you know them. We did everything online so that everything we did can be documented and seen. And today, we are told that it's an administrative error. You are not supposed to be there. No official documentation. No records. People that went into places yesterday saw Arise South Africa there. People posted it on Twitter. People spoke about it in WhatsApp group. The whole country had a list with Arise South Africa being on the list. What happened in a space of a day that Arise South Africa should be removed? We call upon the IEC and we call upon the commission that's been set up that is heading the IEC or overlooking the IEC to say we wouldn't be here online if when we went to the offices, we received a solution. At the offices, style officials who came as a whole team as though they were waiting to come and let me know that because a certain button was not clicked on their side, that Arise South Africa is no longer going to be on the ballot paper. 60 days to the elections. We've been campaigning. We've been preparing. We've done everything that we needed to do. Now, the one thing that is clear is that Arise South Africa came out and we informed the whole country to say the money we use to pay for the elections is money that each and every South African gave. People gave their 200s, their 300s, their 100 rands, their 500s, and we collectively raised enough money to be able to pay it. Is it maybe because they realized that we won't be able to get lawyers or pay lawyers to go and represent us? We don't understand why we are being subjected to this 60 days to the elections. Why is Arise South Africa being subjected to this? When they speak to us, they say, you shouldn't be complaining. At least you are on the provincial ballot paper. We didn't plan to just be on the provincial ballot paper. We planned to be on the national and provincial so that we can change our country. And where we sit at the moment, we're sitting in a place where many South Africans that have been supporting Arise South Africa feel robbed by this decision. When I asked to say, what can we do? I was told to say that we should send an email, a generic email. And when they get to the email, they'll be able to respond to it. We are 60 days away from an election. We should be focusing on, we are back focusing on fighting battles that we don't even know how these things came about. Now we ask the IEC, I plead with all the commissioners of the IEC to say what we are going through before an election, it's too much. Something must be done. We've sent the emails. I myself have been calling the IEC so many times. We've sent through correspondence. In a few hours, everything was fine. Only up until this morning when we were removed. And when we questioned why we were removed, then we were told that it's and on the system, it's showing that you didn't click a certain button. I plead with every single person who's watching this to say we can't just sit down. We need answers. Tomorrow, Thursday, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I want to plead with every South African on the 28th of March, tomorrow, that we march to the IEC to get answers as Arise South Africa to say, why will we not be on the national ballot? 1 p.m. tomorrow, we will all gather outside the IEC offices, a peaceful march to get answers as to what is going on. Because unfortunately, we cannot sit down and just keep quiet when this sort of thing is happening. So I plead with the IEC to say, can we get a response as to what is going on? Can we get a written response from the IEC? Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we are all marching. I will be there. Every leader of Arise South Africa will be there. Every South African supporting our work. If you are there, please be present. Tomorrow at 1 p.m., in Centurion at the IEC office. We are marching to the IEC office to get answers. We'll share the poster. Please share the poster with as many people as you possibly can. We cannot allow these things to go unchecked just before an election. All we are asking for the right thing to be done. You can't, a few days before elections, remove a name of a political party and say that it is because they didn't click a button. What is more concerning is that they are removing Arise South Africa from the national ballot, from 2 ballot papers. That is very concerning. So I ask every single South African that's available tomorrow, 1 p.m., we are marching to the IEC. We'll be there in Centurion. The address is going to be shared in the comment section. I want to ask for you to come. You don't need to be a member of South Africa. You need to be a South African that wants to ensure that we get answers as to what is going on. So I ask each and every South African to be present tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We will also be there to march against this, to look for answers. We are in no way trying to incite violence. We are in no way trying to destabilize an election. All we need is answers. We need to know, why are we put on a national elections document that the whole country has been able to see, and the next day we are removed and we are told that it's an administrative error, there's something on the system that we did not click. As though we did something that did not qualify us to be on the election. If this was about qualification, I would gladly be the first person to say we did something, we didn't pay the amount, or we didn't have enough signatures. I would gladly be the person to admit that. But we actually submitted more signatures than they actually needed. We paid everything on time. We ask you, South Africans, to support our march. We believe that the IEC and the commissioners will be able to believe that this will be fixed. But until then, I want to ask that each and every person shares this video with as many people as possible. Click the share button, because if we are quiet now, elections are just in 60 days. Even if we speak up after elections, even if things happen after elections, elections would have already happened. We can't be quiet, especially now. Plead with every single African, no matter the political party or political affiliation. We plead with you to say, please share this message and let every single South African hear this message. All we are asking for as Arise South Africa is to be on the ballot paper like any other political party that did what needed to be done to qualify. That's all we're asking for. My name is Mpho Dagada, and I am the president of Arise South Africa. And I authorize and approve this message. Thank you very much.